Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Raw review and opinions video. I think we've had over 50 responses here, which is really good. So I do want to get to your comments. We won't get a chance to go through all of them, but I have sorted the comments in the order that they've been received. So I am going to try and get through as many as I can. Let's start, shall we, with the match scores. So AJ Dominik, good 99. Dakota Ivy, good 95. Penta versus Pete Dunne, good 97. Roxanne against Raquel, good 95. And Seth versus Finn, good 94. So actually that main event came out as the lowest rated match, but it was not too far away from sneaking into the great category, actually. There was a little while there where it was up in the greats, and then it just started to fall away a little bit. By the time we ended the poll, it came out as good 94. So I don't know that that deserved to be the lowest rated match of the show. I probably didn't deserve that, but I wasn't blown away by it. I thought they worked hard and battled away, but there wasn't really much to bring me into the match. There wasn't really too many moments where I was really kind of engrossed. And actually, even the crowd were breaking out the fireflies, which I don't ever think is a good sign that the crowd are really invested. Certainly not on the edge of their seat if they're grabbing their phones and waving their phones around. It's not a great sign they're like really invested in the match. But anyway, you know, it was what it was. I think this was a show that was, you could say, needed, but that might be a little bit too complimentary. I mean, we needed to figure out the two final spots for the Chamber. We needed to figure out who was going to go on to face Lyra next week. But really, outside of that, there wasn't really much here. We needed to get Sami into the match with Kevin and make it unsanctioned. So it's one of those where it's got us to where we need to be, but it didn't really make for a great episode. I'm going to say this was 575. Nothing here I'll ever revisit. No major talking points. Just a show that felt like it was ticking boxes and just getting us moved a little bit further along the road to WrestleMania. I mean, if you compare this to the debut episode of Raw where we've just got Undertaker coming out, we got The Rock and all that kind of stuff. Just bonkers, you know, Roman versus Solo. Like, if you think all of that is possible, and then you look at what we got this week, which is obviously a bit unfair to compare because that was an exceptional week. I didn't even think it was that great, to be honest, but, you know, where was the talking points? Yeah, we've just added a couple of other boomers to the Chamber, and there was no real surprises or returns or I don't know. This was what it was. Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm going to go 5.5, 5.75. I would be going down rather than going up. But I am a little bit out of sync with you guys, right? Because I would be voting good. I don't think this was a bad show. This wasn't a bad show. I didn't feel particularly bored, but it didn't reach the kind of heights I was hoping for. So no way for me that I'd be voting great. I'd be voting good. I'm probably about here when it comes to a score. I'm probably looking at around about being here, but I am still going into good okay. And that is the same as 36% of people. It's just that 49% of people thought that it was better than that. And that's great. If you genuinely watched it and thought that like it was a really great show, that's great. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it. For me, I think we can deliver better than this. So let's get into your comments and let's see exactly what you thought. So Brendan says, go Canada, go. Sean Mack said, overall, it was a great show. Rollins Balor match of the year. Would you honestly say that was better than Cody and Kevin at Royal Rumble? Because that was pretty bonkers. I've got to think that's match of the year so far. And I think that's beatable as well. So, I don't know. To be honest with you, okay. I mean, I was going to say, it wasn't even the highest rated match on this show. But if it was your match of the year so far, fair play. Martron KTS said, it was amazing, as usual. Briggsy said 6 for me overall. It was a good show. I didn't expect Dakota to win, and I'm happy that Carrion was on the show. Can't wait for NXT tomorrow. Carl said it was an awesome Monday night Roxanne. All matches were solid. King Kota and the Prodigy getting wins. Gunther yeeting and speaking facts. Where was Charlotte? They said her name heaps. Oh, got you. Like live Charlotte on screen the whole time. It was false advertising. Comic Book Nerd said, I'm going to score Monday Night Raw an 8. The Great One said, I dropped my comparing to WrestleMania 40 builds and I watched Raw with a clean mindset. Overall, I still felt bored by it all. Jay Gunther has made me appreciate Gunther even more. I am on his side. Go heel. Yeah, I'm sort of rooting Gunther as well on that one. I'm not down on Jay. I like Jay. I like Yeet. I like that the fans are having fun. That bell does ring, though. And when that bell rings, Jay ain't nowhere near Gunther's level. Nowhere near. And so, yeah, I'm more into Gunther keeping this title reign going. But I don't know. That'd be a real downer, wouldn't it, for Jay to not be able to get the job done? That would be a downer. So, And I think it's good comparing, like dropping compared to WrestleMania 40. We did make a big deal of that on the watch along. I think it's right to not compare to 40, compare to 38, compare to 35, compare to 34. Go back, revisit those. I mean, you'd be able to on Peacock or, you know, if you've got access to the network still. Or even there might be like those shows available on Netflix. But yeah, it's a good point compared to not WrestleMania 40, not last year, because that really was something exceptional. So a good point there, Great One. Keek said, it was okay. The best bit was the Sami segment at the start. In my opinion, I think to build excitement for Jay Gunther, there needs to be a stipulation. All in all, bit of a boring show. Roll on NXT. Yeah, I would like a bit of an stipulation in that as well, where Gunther gets something from it. You know, okay, if you win, Jay, you get my title, but what do I get? I've already beaten you. So I get that you get to call me out, but what do I get from it? I just, beat you at WrestleMania? I've beaten you before. That's not fun for me. Like, I need something here. I need you to sweeten the pot for me. Like, it'd be good if Gunther had something, if he won. I don't know what that would be. I'm not sure what that could be. But, yeah, I agree. Maybe Jay has to leave Raw. Kind of stipulation or something like that. Brady said that pedigree pin was definitely a 3. 2 years ago was the last time we saw Bray on TV. I don't think the crowd knew that when they were bringing out the Fireflies. The Women's Elimination Chamber has the potential to be the best one yet. I agree with you, Brady. I don't think the crowd did it necessarily for Bray or anything like that, or for the Wyatt Six. I think there may have been like a Bray fan that was in the crowd that, you know, decided to break it out. But it doesn't really matter because when you see it, you think of Bray. As soon as the Fireflies came out, they're even called the Fireflies now. We didn't say, oh, look, everyone's got their phones out. Immediately you just go, the Fireflies are here. You can't help but think of Bray. So what a lovely, I'm with you, coincidence that broke out on this show, and it was 2 years since his last TV appearance. I agree with you on that. I don't think people were in the crowd necessarily thinking of Bray and the Wyatt Six in that moment, but maybe I'm wrong. There wouldn't really feel like a reason to think about it, you know. But lovely that it happened. Lovely that it happened. Babs the Barbarian said, hello, Daze. It was okay. Nothing really stood out. I really wish that Finn would have won, but I knew that Seth was going to go into the chamber. I always like it when Carrion graces my TV screen. Penta is always fun to watch. It was about a 5.5, me and you. Same page. We know the hot show is NXT right now. NJ said the matches this week were really good. Balor and Seth put on another classic. The non-sanctioned match got announced for Elimination Chamber, and I'm almost certain Roman is coming to screw Seth at Elimination Chamber as well. So WWE is cooking right now. 8 out of 10. EMG said pretty solid. 6.5. Johnny said 6. Gunther segment was my favourite. Ref, you suck. Dean said Raw was okay. It felt like a go-home. Love the Raw debut of Roxanne. Yeah, I think we're all Roxanne stans now. And I'm glad that Roxanne won. And I think at the Chamber, we are going to build to Pam versus Roxanne for Mania. Love the stream, and I'll see you NXT. Dean, shout out to you. Norma said the last match was awesome. I would say it was 9 out of 10 match, and I give the show an 8. Craig says 6.5, solid show. Aubrey says it was bad. Netflix has been awful, 3 out of 10. Taylor said it finally cooked. J Omega said 7.75, great main event. Penta looking amazing as always. Dakota finally getting the love. AJ versus Braun, take my money. Muggsy said Raw was 7.5, nothing crazy. AJ still looks good. I like the finish to his match. Penta hasn't missed yet. Gunther was safer with his jacket tonight. Main event had good chemistry and the crowd was lit. I think Lillian called Roxanne. Sami versus KO, can't wait. Uncle Howdy said, I give it 8.5. I enjoyed it. Everything flowed really good. Penta got the dub, and I liked how Gunther came out in the crowds. Just wish we would have gotten Roman, but that's okay. Blair said, it was a show for me. I enjoyed the Roxanne Raquel match a lot. I wonder if Finn decided to kick out last minute because they botched the pedigree and they needed to make Seth's win more legit. Love seeing the Fireflies. Joey said, Dakota's new theme is an improvement. The whole Jade story just feels like they're milking it, and the refs may need to step it up. It just feels like they've been messing up more than usual. Also, really like involving commentary here and there. I'll give the show a 5.8, said Joey Mama. Mitchell said, I honestly didn't think it was the best Raw. The crowd was horrible and clearly weren't invested. I loved the tease of AJ Braun. Main event was fun, but too many interferences. 6.25. So I'm just a bit below you this week, Mitchell. WWE Ethan said, Daisy shock da 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 da, Daisy shock da 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 da, Daisy shock da da da. My thoughts on Raw was I love Roxanne getting the win so that she can go into the Chamber. Sami versus Kevin unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber looks fire. Not sure who really did attack Jade. Main event was a bit mid. Overall, Raw 7.25. It's Ryan said pretty good. Love to see Love to see Pete Dunne getting important screen time. Dakota, wonder if they'll pull the trigger. Did not need Bianca and Naomi interrupting Roxanne's match. It took Roxanne's spotlight away, which, in my opinion, was a bit irritating. Fed up of Finn constantly losing now, needs to get out of the Judgment Day. Taker 1990 said Raw was okay, better than last week, 7.5. Seth winning is getting old. He was World Heavyweight Champion after Mania in 2023, then going into Mania 40. He's had his run. It's time for him to move on, just like Becky did. She left WWE for Hollywood, like Cena. McFly said something felt different, but in a good way. New camera angles, great promos and matches. I'm going to give it 7.75. Jesse said it was good, but lacking. Sami's promo was well done. I wasn't interested in Gunther's promo. I find Raquel to be so dull. She was better before the Judgment Day. AJ versus Dunne was okay. Dakota versus Ivy was good. LWO and New Day confrontation was good. Penta Pete was solid. Rollins Finn delivered. Darkhand said the fact that WWE is doing an unsanctioned match speaks for itself, especially for KO versus Sami. It's perfect. Wrestling Takes said usually Royal Rumble kicks off the road to WrestleMania, but I think Elimination Chamber will this year. Feels like they're just wasting time, trying to get to the Chamber and then worry about Mania afterwards. Tricky Do you know it? Absolutely. We spoke before about he will go in, no doubt whatsoever. But should he headline? And actually, I really think he should. I mean, this is a guy that was around interviewing Stone Cold during the Attitude Era, and he's been here ever since. Like, what a contribution he has made. If Heyman's going to headline a class, like if a non-wrestler is going to headline a class, I can't really make an argument for Michael Cole not doing the same. I don't know that it'll be a massively popular one, but I think he really deserves it. And undeniable hauler. It's not even up for debate. Chris says, hello, Daze. Hello, Chris. Not as bad as it has been lately. 675. We got some New Day facts. We got no Yeet Gunther. We got a big win for Roxanne Perez. Qualifying for the Chamber. Best thing that happened was Braun AJTs. Now that will be a banger. I do hope they can build it for Mania tomorrow, NXT. Oh, I'm so excited for NXT. Nathan said it was pretty good. Main event was solid. Dean said the Rollins Balor match was the best one of the night. I'm glad that both Dakota and Roxanne won. 7 out of 10. Beatron said it was solid. 6.5. KO Sami should have been for Mania. Roxanne looked great in her match. Was hoping Finn would beat Seth, but it never happens. Penta versus Dunne cooked. New Day needs Big E to come back to really make it fire. All in for AJ versus Braun. Homer said, now Body Slam Net. If you've not seen this, you're next to the list. I don't know what is Body Slam Net. Do I know them as a source? Don't think I use them, to be honest. How many followers they got? 33,000. Maybe I've seen them around. Angie said, it was a great show, and I cannot wait to see AJ Braun. Yeah, the big takeaway from this show seems to be how excited people are for AJ versus Braun. Also, I don't know why, but I was actually a little bit bummed that Finn lost. Dude, he lost twice. He got pinned twice, for a 3 count. He was definitely beaten. I'm so happy to see his abs, says Angie. Raymond said, Daze, I thought Monday Night Raw was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Glad to see Cross and Scarlett on Raw. Every match was spot on. Always entertaining. So I will rate Raw 9 out of 10. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, buds. Jazz said 7 out of 10. I thought all the matches cooked. I definitely feel that Roxanne is getting so over with the fans right now. I don't think it'll be long before she's in the title picture. I'm liking the 2.5 hour. I wish that SmackDown would do the same. See you tomorrow for the NXT stream. See you tomorrow, buds. Ashley said, I was surprised to see Sami back so soon. The Glowist are barking up the wrong tree. They just stopped Perez from getting a whipping. Penta was great. That's a good point, actually. They did, but then they helped a heel who was in a match against heels. I mean, really, heels everywhere. Maybe even Bianca and Naomi. Penta was great. Judgment Day just needs to come to an end. They need to make a move with the New Day. Yeet. Nishi said, it was a very solid episode of Raw, and I think all the matches were great. My favourite was Seth versus Finn. Those two can fight forever. It felt like they did. Colton said, it was okay. To be honest, I wasn't really invested this week. Alfie said, I thought that the show was good. I enjoyed the Sami promo. Loved that Roxanne won. And I can't wait for AJ versus Braun. Gio the Theo said, I didn't hate this episode of Raw, but it was a bit underwhelming considering we are on the road to WrestleMania. On the positive side, I am finally getting on board with the Jey Uso Gunther match at Mania, as before I didn't really care for the match whatsoever. It is funny how many times this AJ Braun thing's getting mentioned there. So Alfie, shout out to you. Gio the Theo, shout out to you. Real Wrestling Fan said, I believe Raw tonight was kind of mid, but oh my God, Daze, the prodigy has arrived. 6 out of 10. Sanan said, I think it was a decent show. Penta Dunne was my match of the night. Kota Ivy was fun. Sami's promo was awesome. Carrion needs more TV time and great to see the Fireflies again. And we'll finish up with this one. As we said, 50-odd comments. It is going to be hard to get through those in 20 minutes. But Tribal Chief said, hey, Daze. Hi, Tribal Chief Snipes. Said, I think Monday Night Raw was very good and short, especially the main event. Seth Finn was a very close match. I also enjoyed the Roxanne versus Raquel match. I would give it a 9.5, and I hope that Raw is next week is goods. I'm going to do one more for the lols. Charlie says, you meant words that make a full sentence. I don't know why I didn't get that earlier. My favorite part of Raw tonight, that would be my boy Carrion with the unscheduled, badass psychological interview. It's a rare art form. Not used by many these days, and this guy has that magic. He pulls up in his psychological whip and yells, get in, we're going for a ride. You get in, and now you both are on the road trip of thought, and Carrion is your tour guide, said Charlie. Thanks. John Elite said, awesome. Opening promo from Sami. Can't wait for KO and Sami at Elimination Chamber. I'm surprised that Roxanne qualified for the Chamber. Were Carlito and Dom planning something in the background behind Pete Dunne? Well, I don't know, because that was shown, I think, during a commercial break, so not everyone really saw that. So I don't really know what that was all about. It didn't lead to anything. So I don't know. And what was with the graphic cards for Finn and Seth? Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit strange. It was just a bit weird. I don't know. I don't know why they chose to go for that kind of graphic design for that, but yeah, I don't know. Just random. Random. I don't know why I keep doing more. That's random as well. Blue Will Smith said this week's Raw is a C-, very sliders. Milo said, was in the house for the show, had a great time. Seth Finn match was excellent. Dakota match was great for a break, 6.5. Tell you what, to actually be at that show and come out with a 6.5 and you're there in the crowds, I think speaks volumes. So, Milo, I hope you got as much fun out of it as you could, bud. And John said it was one of the better shows in the past few weeks. I think Jade will return at one of the PLEs and spill the beans on who attacked her. Maybe Elimination Chamber. Rollins' Balor match was fire, although that 1 count was a 3 counts just before the finish. I'm going to give it 8.25. So there we go. That was today's Raw review and opinions. We move on along the road to WrestleMania. Next stop for the main roster is SmackDown. And honestly, we're getting quite close to the Chamber, which is good. Next week, I believe, are the go-homes. So that's good, getting into those go-home episodes. I agree with that comment earlier. I think we need to get past the Chamber. Then we're going to get to some real big, memorable, proper WrestleMania moments. You know, as we build our way towards the biggest show of the year. This was not a show that felt like it contained those moments. And getting a bit of a mixed bag in the ratings as a result. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support as always. I will see you later for NXT. If not, I'll see you maybe Friday for SmackDown. Bye for now.